So good morning and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's quite a blustery morning down here on the coast. I'm down at Ainsdale, which is near Southport. So looking down the coast that way, that's heading back down towards Liverpool, and spinning you around, heading up the coast that way. We're looking at Southport, Lytham St Anne's, up to Blackpool, where you've got, I can just about see it there, Blackpool Tower and the big one on the amusement park, and then beyond that you're getting into the Southern Lake District. So yeah, a nice little spot. Gonna have a wander, have a look around, and see what we can find. Okay, so this is fun. Okay, so this isn't easy. The tide is coming in, as you can see behind me. So no sooner am I getting set up that I'm getting pushed back. So I'm just going to have to slightly rethink this one. Okay, so that was quite difficult. I was right on the shoreline. The tide is coming in, it's advancing on the beach, makes it very difficult to focus on the composition. There were some nice rivulets and channels where the water from the outgoing tide had formed some nice leading lines. Got the ripples and the channels there to give some sort of structure to the composition. But having to keep moving and getting out of the way of the water coming in so quickly, didn't realise how fast the tide was when you stood right on the shoreline. I'm now going to have a wander along the beach and see what else I can find. Okay, so for this shot, what we've got out on the horizon is the oil rig, which I'm not sure whether you can see or not from here, but on the horizon we've got the oil rig, and again with the 10-stop filter on, slowing the movement right down of the waves, again giving that really ethereal look. So you might be able to see, that the tide is coming in. So this is just so difficult to do. So as the tide's coming in there, the front leg of the tripod is slowly sinking into the sand. The horizon's going all skew, and the long exposure just ain't happening. So, oh, this is nuts. This is crackers. Oh bloody hell! Don't know what I'm doing here. What am I doing? Andrew, get a grip. Let's just have a look, see if I did actually get anything. It's what you might call unintentional camera movement, that one. Oh bloody hell, this is so much fun. Right, on to something else. Okay, so we've regrouped. I found a higher bank of sand that I'm stood on now, where it's a bit more secure and the tripod's not going to start sinking like it was doing. I quickly reviewed the images on the back of the camera there, and yeah, the horizon started to tilt. The oil rig out there on the horizon was definitely not in focus. Camera bag got soaking wet underneath as well, so I've moved right back. I'm onto a higher bank of sand. I've sunk the tripod feet well and truly into the sand, and we're just taking another shot. So this is at f8 focused on the oil rig, lead 10-stop filter in place, which is giving us a 13-second exposure. ISO 100. Grab my shutter release. Away we go, and hopefully this one will give us a much better image. All good fun. So I'm not sure quite how clearly you can see the oil rig out there on the horizon, but as you can tell, if you can see that, it's a hell of a long way out. So when focusing, trying to get the image pin sharp, I'll go into live view and zoom in. So when you are zooming in on live view and you're focusing on that subject interest, you can see if there is any movement in the shot by getting really close. So as I've got the long lens on and there's a bit of a breeze and I'm on the coast and there's a bit of a breeze blowing across, I'm trying to do everything to keep the camera as stable as possible. As I mentioned before, the tripod, when I was down close to the sea edge, the tripod was sinking. So I found a bit of dry sand here, sunk the tripod legs into the ground to give it that stability. But also, I've also hung my camera bag from the tripod. So that's again just to add that weight to the tripod and stop it from moving around. So I've been for a wander in the dunes behind me to see if I could find any compositions, but nothing really struck me. So as I've come back down to the beach, the tide has started to go out and the sun's made an appearance as well. So got a little setup here, which hopefully you can see behind me, which is the S channel as the water flows back out from the beach down to the sea. So that's the one I've gone for. It's very, very bright. So we're at shutter speeds of 1/500th of a second. I've done 2 bracket exposure shots, one for the sky and one for the sand nearer to. So one at 1/500th of a second and one at 1/200th of a second. ISO 100, f11, and hopefully that one will look quite good. So I don't know if you can make those out on the horizon out in the sea there, but there's a number of turbines which are getting quite well illuminated by the beams of sunlight coming through that dramatic cloud. So that's the next shot. The long lens on, the 200 lens. I zoomed right into 200 to get as much detail as I can. And yeah, we'll try that one and see how that one works out. So as the tide recedes, we have more of these S-curved channels revealing themselves, leading back into the sea. They're fantastic to photograph. Really, really good, especially with the light that we're getting this afternoon. It's now 10 to 4 in the afternoon. I've been down on the beach for a good few hours, and with the tide going out, it's revealing more and more compositions, which is great. So shooting this S-curved channel, I've got the tripod extended so the camera is at a decent height to shoot down on that S-curve and try and capture as much of the shape as possible, which is very difficult from low down. Not helped, of course, by the wind that's howling around. It's blowing a hoolie. It's so difficult to record these when it's so windy like this. So it's threatening rain now, and I'm probably going to call that a day down here on the beach and head back. Sunrise and sunset are definitely my favourite times of day, and to do some daylight shooting is quite rare for me, but we're into October now and there's some lovely golden light later on in the afternoon, so hopefully these images will turn out okay. Get them back into post-processing, have a look at them, see what they look like. Certainly pleased with the compositional elements, and let's just hope that light was good enough to make these worthy shots. But I'll share them with you anyway and see what you think, and let me know. I'm going to head back now before I get drenched. You take care. Thanks very much for watching, as always. Until next time, goodbye.